Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to 3305. This is where I take a look at the news and happenings in and around Elite Dangerous. This week, Frontier introduced a free Thargoid Bobblehead, a new engineer turns up at the Witch Head Nebula, and the in-game news network Galnet is making some fairly significant cutbacks. The latest interstellar initiative, the Enclave, has now concluded. Frontier have stated that the Witch Head Nebula will slowly be colonized by humans over the next few weeks. All three superpowers are out there, the Alliance, the Empire and the Federation, so expect to see more space stations out that way very soon. Now the conclusion of the Interstellar Initiative also comes with a free Thargoid Bobblehead. However, you do have to do a little bit of work to get this. Basically, you need a Thargoid heart and 10 meta-alloys. These need to be handed in to a human tech broker who has the recipe to construct you the bobblehead. Once you hand those in, you'll get a bobblehead that you can place inside your ship, and this will be available inside all of your ships. Cosmetics then are starting to be a fairly frequent reward for gameplay within Elite Dangerous. Now this is something people have been asking for a very long time, so it's nice to see Frontier finally adding this type of thing into the game. However, there is a slight issue perhaps with the Thargoid Bobblehead, specifically that it focuses on combat. To get the Thargoid heart, you will need to take down the Interceptor variant of Thargoid, albeit even just one of the weaker versions. However, not everyone is capable of doing this, and if you happen to find yourself in that position, the answer, it would seem, is to wing up with other players and allow you to claim it for yourself. And if you're unable to find players who will do this with you, it's always worth calling on the Anti-Xeno Initiative, who may be willing to help you out. There's a link for more information on that particular group in the video description. So the heavily combat-focused issues aside, all in all, the requirements for the bobblehead are pretty low, so it shouldn't take you too long to get these if you're so inclined to go and collect one. The conclusion of the Enclave also brings with it a brand new engineer. The engineer is called Chloe Sedesi, and she will be available in the planetary port Cinder Block in the Witch Head Nebula. Her services include engineering the frameshift drive as well as the thrusters. Now, just like the engineers that were introduced into Colonia, Chloe's abilities will level up as she's used. So essentially, she will start off as a low-grade engineer. The more she's used, the more useful she will actually become. There's also a tech broker and material trader that's been added into the Witch Head Nebula. These are respectively available in Bray Landing and Ratchet Hub. It's also worth pointing out that during the Interstellar Initiative, Professor Palin actually moved from the Maya system into the bubble, so he's now much closer and you won't have to travel quite as far to go and see him. For many players over the years, Galnet has been an important part of the background. For many other players, however, Galnet has been somewhat of an elusive thing that they're not really too interested in. Galnet then has essentially provided a backdrop to the stories of Elite Dangerous. It tells you the events that are going on in the background, stuff that's not really related to the game, but stuff that is related to the game world and the characters set there. Galnet also focuses on in-game news, specifically community goals and interstellar initiatives. Now, with all this in mind, Frontier have recently made a new announcement, which I'm going to read out right here. While Galnet provides an understanding of life in the 3300s, it hasn't always had a direct impact on your gameplay. We have been reviewing the effect this has had on your in-game experience, along with your feedback, and as a result, we're going to be reducing the number of Galnet stories that we produce, and instead focus on covering in-game content. In the foreseeable future, Galnet articles will concentrate on in-game activity, such as interstellar initiatives, the release of new ships and modules, and significant narrative developments. With this change, we will be stopping the off-camera narratives that we have previously published via Galnet. We hope you have enjoyed the many stories that we have told, and as always, please share your thoughts and feedback with us. So basically then, Galnet is being significantly cut back. The actual implication of the way this actually reads is that Frontier are adding additional content into Galnet and focusing in on in-game content such as the new ships and the community goals that they mention. However, Galnet has always done that. The off-camera narratives that they talk about here were in addition to all that, so those are going away, essentially reducing down the content that is available on Galnet. Now, there's likely many reasons for why Frontier have done this, and they haven't actually explained why, so it's difficult to read into it. But with the extremely slow development and release of content right now, and the knowledge that Frontier only have a small team working on the current development of Elite, with larger team working on next year's content, it's very easy to believe and very easy to feel that this change is down to staffing levels, but who knows? Now, it's likely that many players won't actually care about this change, but it's equally possible and equally certain really that many other players are going to be quite disappointed by the change. Regardless of your take on this, what is certain is that Galnet has been a staple of Elite Dangerous ever since the game's release way back in 2014, so this change is quite hefty in its own little way. Now, those of you who have been following Elite Dangerous for quite a long time will be well aware of the fan-made comic Fangs. Now, this is a very impressive noir story set in the Elite Dangerous galaxy. It recently concluded with the final episode of its last story run. However, the creators are back with a brand new chapter, which you can see linked in the video description, and you can also see a few images on the screen right here. Fangs is well worth checking out, so do go take a look. Sticking with the subject of fan-created content for a moment, Commander Spatula is back with his excellent series Elite Dangus. In this particular episode, he encounters the Thargoids, and they just happen to talk with him. The episode contains much of Commander Spatula's excellent, rather trademarked humour, so do go have a look. Again, it's linked in the video description. That then brings us to an end of this episode of 3305. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.